Hello everyone, my name is Jeffrey and welcome back for episode 26 of the Satisfactory series here on YouTube. In this video, we're taking on one of the more complicated recipes we've tried so far. Heavy modular frames coming in at a whopping 5 per minute, but should be plenty for crafting in the future. It's another quite large build, so bring along some snacks. Thank you for all the support and help with the series so far. Let's get to playing games. Alright, time for another factory episode. Episode 26, I think. Heavy modular frames. It's time for some awful math. There's decimal points, there's underclocking, overclocking, there's a little bit of everything. It's gonna be interesting. So hopefully it ends up being something easy for people to follow along with if they need to. But we're only going to be pumping out 5 per minute, so it's not going to be anything too crazy. It's purely going to be used for covering our crafting needs going forward. I'm pretty sure 5 should cover everything we're going to need, even in tier 7, and not for like recipes, but like just actual crafting. So that's my game plan today. I've got my to-do list on the side. I even added in some numbers. I'll still go over it a little bit here. We got 8 plus smelters, 8 plus, the pluses are for the overclocking. Smelters, foundries, constructors, assemblers, manufacturers, belts and power, and a truck station. We're going to try and fit it all in one episode for you guys. So let's quickly go over into our builder before we leave, and I'll add in everything we're going to need. I'm going to throw in an awesome sink just for now, because we may need to dump some overflow out. Actually, I guess not. So let's pop open our build menu and I'll go over quickly what we're going to need in our specific numbers. So like I said, we're going to need 28 constructors. It'd be 29 if you don't want to overclock, but I'm going to overclock so that they stay a nice even number. Assemblers, we need 14 assemblers. I need 2 manufacturers. Not the first time that's happened. We need 8 smelters. And I need 8 foundries. Why is it not clicked? Everything's being very weird lately. Oh, my mouse isn't dying. So there's everything we're going to need on the side. We're going to have to go grab some reinforced iron plates, some more cables, rotors, wire, and modular frames. Just to go over where we're going to be building, I have decided on right here, right next to base. It's actually just up over this hill. I did end up laying a foundation and just a little bit to get us started. Hopefully just to save a little bit of time, because some of my building episodes have been taking many hours to record lately. So I'm hoping by adding just a little bit to start, we can cut down and get right into building the factory. I've kind of just laid out the foundation. We'll head on over there now, and it's just up over here, and I'll meet you guys there. All right, so I just went and grabbed everything we're gonna need. So now my inventory is filled up, ready to go. This is where the heavy modular frames factory is going to be. And as you can see, here's home base. Here's our heavy modular frames. Nice and close. I wanted to try and have it be fairly close by. I didn't want it. I was gonna have it set across the map, but I'm gonna be using a lot of those resources going forward. I've been doing a lot of game planning lately. We got a whole list of things we're gonna be tackling over the next few weeks. Actually, many weeks. As you guys, I asked in a poll what you guys were thinking I should do, and you guys have spoken. We're staying in this phase for now. And I've got a whole lot of content planned for you guys, so hold on to your butts because it's about to get real exciting. Anyway, let's go over some numbers for you guys. So as you can see, I have 3 miners set up here. The reason I'm using so many miners for this build is because these are all impure nodes for my iron that I'm feeding. So if you build this and didn't use impure nodes, just know you can use way less miners. So I have 3 miners set up out here. So I'll give you the numbers real quick. A total coal input you're going to need for this build is 375.13. And then iron, you're going to need 635.13. And then limestone, 360. No decimals there, but on the coal and the iron, we're working with decimal points, and they're weird. So I have 635.13. I have that divided up between 5 iron miners on impure nodes. All of them are doing 127.03 per minute. No one's actually turned on yet, but so they all feed along into here, which is going to end up feeding onto a Mark IV belt because it's going to be like 300 something total. And it goes into the side of our building here. So I'll quickly give you guys a little... Oh, my jetpack is using my bio here. I think that's a... how do you change the fuel on the jetpack? Oh, there we go. Okay. Preferred fuel. That's how. So up here on the other side of the rocks is a... As far as I could tell, an invisible coal node, because I couldn't actually, like, I spent probably a good half hour to 40 minutes looking for this node. You can scan it and it shows it as right here, but I kept coming to look here and there was nothing here. So I was very confused. But then I got, the one time I finally just, you know, landed, like went up really close to it. And it's like, do you want to start mining? I was like, oh, it's like a ghost node. So this is now set to mine coal out of an invisible coal node. It is a pure coal node. So this is able to put out the 375.13. So that feeds up all the way along here, sent up and over the wall. And then down this long pillar, which I was actually able to turn the elevator, so I'll actually be able to see things coming down now. Otherwise, it was facing towards the wall. But the way I'm able to get such a long, uninterrupted item elevator, if you guys didn't know, you can basically get I don't know if it's infinite, but almost infinite stretch of length for your lifts if you go from floor hole to floor hole. So I think, so that's how I have this massive one continuous long item elevator of what's going to be coal. Just going to come all the way down here. Okay, so the foundries could go here. It all kind of depends where this is going to be easy to feed things from. So yeah, I think foundries, do the foundries first. We need 8 foundries. Okay, I actually changed my mind. I'm going to move them over to this side. I think this is where I had them out when I was game planning before. It's just a little bit easier because all of the iron is basically being handled right here. So you don't have to send a buttload of it across all the way over there. Because iron is going to be going into here, and then iron is also going to be going into the smelters that we're about to set up. Tried to place a smelter right as it was auto-saving. That was funny. Okay, so we got our... Whoa. We got our 8 smelters. So now we need to place 28 constructors. So the way they're going to be kind of grouped up is there's going to be 6 for iron plates, 6 for iron rods, 4 are going to be doing steel beams, 1 is going to be doing steel screws. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, so the way I was going to do it was, my original plan was do 5 steel beams and do the 1 for steel screw next to it, so it's 6. I think I might still do that. Actually, no, because that's going to be fed by something totally different. So yeah, we'll do the steel screw on its own. We'll do 4 for the steel beams, 8 for concrete, and 2 for pipes. Okay, let's see if we can squeeze this in here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's concrete done. Oh, here, I'll try doing some of the smaller groups back here. So we'll do like the 2 for pipe. We do... And then I'll save this space going this way for doing the 6s. Alright, there we go. Those are our... Now we just need 4. Dude, wait a minute. What happened here? Did I lose my marbles? Oh, these are backwards. I was like, what? Losing my marbles over here. See, we got our 2 pipes there. We'll do over here 4 steel beams. Make sure I got room for all this. It might be a bit of a tight squeeze, but it should be okay. So those are all for steel beams. I'll get to the underclocking and overclocking here in a minute. And then the standalone one that I needed for steel screws. Ooh-wee. We're gonna tight fit in here. Wonder where I might just be able to fit one more. One more lonesome thing. Although, you know what, I may just add it on to here. Yeah, I'll shift these over. I'll just add it on here, because I think we're out of room here. I mean, I could always just like overclock these to get rid of 2 of these. Because it's 8 concrete, right? So if I just added, what that, I need to split 200% over 6. If I overclock them all by an extra 33.3333%. I think I might do that, because otherwise we're going to be a little bit too tight of a squeeze here. And then the standalone can go right. This is steel screws, so let's put it there. There we go. Okay, I got all my everything kind of set up down there for what they're actually making. And while we wait for the sun to come out, good lord, it looks so good in this game. Wow. I have graphics turned down. I don't even have global illumination on, and this game looks this good. I play on medium settings if anybody was wondering. That's about all I can manage. So while we wait for the sun to come up, it's nice and bright up here still. We're going to start putting in our 14 assemblers and then our 2 manufacturers. Our 2 manufacturers, I remember, we're supposed to go over here. I'm going to put them in first, and that'll give me a reminder of how much room I have left over at the end. Oh my god. I was so far down. Okay, so I believe for the assemblers, the way I had this set up is I can actually do... Okay, I just had to consult my list. So we have 4 assemblers doing reinforced iron plates. We have... looks like 3 assemblers doing encased industrial beams. And 7 assemblers doing modular frames. Down. We got the line of 7 here. That's 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. Maybe we just overclock those. Okay, we got 6. We got the 4. These ones do reinforced iron plates. So reinforced iron plates. 6 for modular frames. It was supposed to be 6.7, but now it's going to be 6 with some overclocking. And then we have the 3 doing encased industrial beams. feeding into the 2 that are going to make the alternate heavy. Oh, sorry, guys, I forgot to mention that we're doing the alternate recipe of heavy modular frames, heavy encased frames, where it swaps out the screws for pipes. The thing I'm still trying to figure out is how I'm going to get things up to this floor. And I'm thinking we can maybe use some of the space that's going to be left over above the miners. Not 100% sure how I might make that work, but because I kind of want it, it's going to be quite a lot of things coming up here. Because feeding up to this floor is going to be plates, rods, steel beams, steel screws, concrete, and pipes. So we have 6 items flowing up to this floor. And honestly, a lot of them. So we're going to have to figure out... and then we also have to have everything feed from these machines over to these machines. So... Alright, 2 things before we start into our splitters and murders. 2 changes needed to be made. First of all, I went ahead and added a subfloor. I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? I have no idea how I'm going to make this build clean in any way. So I was like, you know what? Subfloor. So I'm going to do item elevator from here, going up along this side. So you get a nice wide item elevator going up through that floor. It'll feed up into here, and then that'll allow me to feed all these machines up through here. Now, second thing I need to change is the iron inputs. So these 2 need to be actually set to do 130 exactly parts per minute. Because I need 1 line doing 260, and those are going to feed into the smelters. So 130 there, 130 there. Now, we're going to go over to the other ones, and we're going to split 375.13 divided by the 3 of them. So we're going to go 375.13 divided by 3 is this number. So we're going to go 125.04333333. Go ahead and copy that number. Paste it in there. I'm just going to start over here with the foundries. I'm going to start doing my murders along here. Let's find our output here somewhere. There's an output there. I'm going to plunk that down right there. Make sure the output is facing going over there. And by the way, if you guys haven't joined up into the Discord yet, I would highly suggest it. It's been a great place for me to ask you guys questions and get some feedback on things, as well as I've teased things from time to time. Like I teased the thumbnail for the last episode quite early in the Discord a little bit, but I did put like a little block over it so people couldn't quite see. So first off, what we got to do is we got to put all this steel together with I need to guess why my Mark 1 conveyor belts not on my hotbar here. Actually, I know I do have to do some underclocking and overclocking, so maybe I should take care of that first, and then we can and then I'll know what belts and everything to put in. But I can do all the mergers at least. Yeah, if you guys haven't joined the Discord yet, please do. It's been quite a lot of fun having you guys in there and get good ideas and inspiration. You guys have been showing me your worlds. The link should be in the profile there somewhere. And the channel's been growing greatly as well. It's between every video we seem to be getting a good handful more subscribers, so I've got something real special planned for if and when we do hit that 1,000 mark. I'll talk a little bit more about that later on as we get closer. But just know, if you want to, it won't be playing in this world, but I will be having a Satisfactory thing where we will be able to play it together. Just as a little spoiler, but nothing else. I won't say anything else for now. But yeah, let's get some, we gotta get some splitters and everything in here. Splitters. I'm gonna do one right down the middle for probably the iron. And then the coal I'm actually going to bring in, from the other side. And I actually made a blueprint for this. It was called, see if I can remember, the splitter 3 high. There it is. And that would go, I think, right, it's supposed to go in line with the other splitters. Oh no, did I get the foundries too close together? I think I got the foundries too close together. Oh no. Okay, we'll just do this the easy way then. Because I think they're too far, or I think they're too close to the splitters for lifts. That's fine. Yeah, they're too close. I guess I could push the foundries out from each other. I do have a little bit of room to play with here. Which room have I got left? I mean, not much. Yeah, we'll just keep it simple this time. Okay, and then after some quick math, just typing that in, because I realized I have to overclock these. So I wanted to be able to put out a total of 283, so it was, I have to output a total of, I think it was like 375.13. And then I want to divide that by 8 because that's how many foundries we're doing. So each foundry. No, this isn't right. How do I do this mathly correctly? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so 375.13, that's what I want to be able to output. And then I got to divide that between the 8 machines. So each machine is going to have to output 46.89125. So we'll go 46.81925. Or 89125, whoops. There we go, 46.89125. Hit copy on that. And we're going to paste that into each foundry here. Like when we combine it together, I should say. So now we're going to do Mark 1 conveyor belts feeding all these machines because this is an output of 45 per minute. I'm going to say hopefully this actually fits in, but it looks like it does. It's perfect. Yeah, thank you guys so much for the support on the channel. I'm gonna keep this factory building going for as long as we can. We'll figure out some new games to play in the future. Still not 100% sure yet. I'm sure there'll be things that come out over time as well that'll be like, you know what, I really want to play that. Okay, so those are all hooked up. They're not being fed yet, obviously. We'll put in a conveyor hole right in front of this one. It's going to have to be a Mark IV conveyor lift. That snap in? Perfect. So those are going to get fed. Well, it's going to be it's a bit tight, but I think it'll work. The hard part I think is going to be now getting my like power bar going across the top, but it should still fit all right. And then from the bottom over here, we've got another one, which will also be a Mark IV conveyor lift. Snaps right in. So that line is now almost done. We just have to do the output from this side. Which will have to come into a merger here. So this is where it'll be a little bit tighter. And I probably should have had both inputs coming from the back. But I think it should be okay. Try not to overcomplicate things for myself here. This is my very first time building a heavy modular frames build. We were just doing it the lazy way before. Okay, put in our lift. Has snapped in. No, it has not. Need to go one closer, I guess. Wait, isn't that like inside of it? Is that snapping in? I can't really tell. It is not, because it wants a belt, I think. Yeah, I don't think that's feeding. Why is it being so weird now? I mean, it's connected now, that's for sure. Well, if that's how it's got to be, then that's how it's got to be. Sometimes you got to make some sacrifices. Okay, so let's get all our belts connected on our iron smelters here. So they put out a total of 30 per minute. So you got 30, 60. This is now 90. Total of 120 on each side. So we're going to feed... I guess if we're going to feed it into a merger over here, then the splitter has to come in from this side. That's good. I got room on this side. So we're going to go grab our splitters. Wait, did I really place these that close together? Okay, do I have any room on the back? Yeah, I think I have room in the back. Alright, the sun's coming up. Perfect timing. So I can go over quickly with you guys. All these smelters are going to get overclocked to do 32.5 per minute. So you can throw the power shards into each one. If you want to save yourself on power shards and just overclock either one of them or two of them, that's totally fine. You don't have to do all 8. I'm just keeping things as even as I possibly can here. Just because the math is so weird, I'm just really hoping this all kind of balances out in the end. And that also means that the belts on the very end actually had to become Mark III belts, and the lift down is a Mark III lift down. I also realized the reason that my belts they weren't clipping into the smelters and splitters properly is because I had to set them to either like reverse or default. So yeah, they're all set up properly now, and they don't look all weird anymore. So that is our foundries and our smelters. So that deals with our iron and our steel. Basically, the two bigger items in this build, because a lot of what comes out of here is going to feed to these constructors over here, except for this line of 6 right here, which is going to be doing our concrete. We do have power shards in them all already, and now I just need to do my quick math of figuring out how much I need to do to split between each of them. So I was going to have another 2, so that's 200%. So let's go 200 divided by 6. So an extra 33.3333% on everybody. So we're going to go to just the one here. We're going to go set this to be 133.333333, which is 20 per minute. I guess that math didn't need to be as hard as I was making it. So we'll just hit copy and paste that on each one here. That makes up for the 2 constructors that we took out of the line. And now I can hook these up as well. So this one's actually pretty easy. This one basically just gets fed by this constructor here that's going to feed right up here, and then all this concrete, I believe, goes up to the upper floor there, goes directly into the assemblers for the encased industrial beams, and then I think the heavy modular frames also take concrete as well, so I have to split that up a little bit over once we get up there. So for this line, I think I'm just going to send it down. Should be safe enough to send it down here like the other one. So, oh, these are splitters. I want mergers. So merger, I'm going to face it to the left-hand side here. Make sure I have enough room. See what kind of space in between the machines we're working with here. I'll split them right there. Try not to line them up with the other ones. Definitely, I thought I built my platforms and everything. Like, I thought I built this factory big enough this time, but I definitely could have left myself some more space. These are going to be Mark 1 conveyor belts. This is 40. This will be 60 when you hit here. So after this will be a Mark II conveyor belt. All the way into the end. Because what are we outputting total? It would have been 8 times 15, right? So we got 120 total. Perfect. That's just a nice Mark II conveyor belt. We'll send that into a floor hole here. I can get it to... I'll put this one a little further. That's fine. And then Mark II conveyor lift in reverse. Oops. There we go. That is the concrete line finished. So what's this? Steel beams. So steel beams we will send down here to go down. We'll stick our mergers on here. So I need to be able to output, or this is going to sound dumb. I need to be able to output 4.62 plus 66.67. So I need to output 71.29. 71.29. Whoops. 71.29 divided by 4 would be 17.8225. 17.8225. Copy that. And oh no. No. 17.8225. I accidentally hit copy on the 15. So you're going to overclock it to 118.8167%. Perfect. We're going to hope and pray this math works out. So 17, that point, so I'm going to ballpark, we're like 30, call it 35 coming out of this one. Call it still under 60 coming out of this one. And then just barely over 60. So Mark II coming out of here. And then how much steel is this line actually getting? 285.13. So that would be a Mark III conveyor belt. Man, steel is resource hungry. Oh, okay. So I'm actually gonna have to do Mark II conveyor belts feeding in at all the machines. Otherwise, they're not gonna be able to pull in fast enough. That was almost a mistake because they want to use 71.29. Man, like I said, steel is resource hungry. Okay, so now we're going to go... the Mark III conveyor lift going into here. And that is our steel beams. Okay, so let's go ahead and put down... I guess this doesn't really need a merger or anything, so... but I want to be able to see it like a little bit. We'll bring it out a little bit. Like there, thing is in line with everyone else. And it's 260 screws per minute. So that's a Mark III lift going down. Oops. Click too fast. We'll do the same thing kind of coming up from underneath it. Put it a little ways back. How much do you take per minute? 5 steel beams per minute. I'm going to go ahead and just use a Mark I conveyor lift for that. That seems about right. You take 5 steel beams and you make 260 thick. Holy. What an insane screw recipe. That's crazy. 5 to 260. That's a huge bump up. Okay, so now we can do our Okay, let's kind of figure out how much space we're going to have here. So mergers for... Oh, I'm missing a constructor. Should be 6 here. What were these? These were plates, right? Okay. So plates I will feed this way, I think. Yeah. So we'll go plates down here. Yeah, I'll feed them away from each other because that way it won't, nothing has to come into the middle here. And then that one, you're gonna want to have them facing away. Going down towards here where there's, I did actually leave some open space. How much does this take? Can I feed this with one line, like one giant line? I don't know if that would look very good, but it definitely would not look very good. Oh, but maybe in the, from the middle here, maybe I can do a little something something here. What if I went like, so we're going right down the middle, right? So we got splitters right here. Our first one in there. Just so I know where they're going to be. And we'll see if we can get like back-to-back floor holes. Nice. So the iron plate line is going to take 180. So that's going to be a Mark III conveyor belt. And the rod line is going to take 80. So that's just going to be a Mark II conveyor lift. So let's get our splitters in here. Oh, don't fall. You don't have to do any overclocking or anything on these, which is nice. These are just as is, and then you're going to send a Mark III belt to feed them down the middle. And you're going to have Mark I conveyor belts coming out the back. And actually, because it'll only be a total of, it'll be a total of 60 on each side, so you're going to have a just a Mark I conveyor belt. But yeah, so I think I mentioned this earlier. This factory is purely only outputting enough heavy modular frames to what I consider should cover us for our crafting needs going forward. Obviously, we're going to want to build a larger heavy modular frames setup for actually supplying the recipes that need it. But I think this should cover it. I'm doing the same thing, so I've kind of started a game plan for some episodes going forward. And I've got some things on the list, like even like the supercomputers, because they're used for making like certain miners and like a couple other things. But like you obviously don't need very much, so I'm gonna make a little setup for it that's gonna give us 1.5 supercomputers per minute. It's still gonna be pretty big, but it should honestly be plenty. I just put in Mark I conveyor belts and they should be Mark II. Everything else can be Mark I though. Okay, so they're all gonna merge down here. So we're gonna grab our merger. We're gonna put it about right. Probably about there is fine. Oh, that might be a little close. I'm gonna do maybe one more out from there. So we're gonna do Mark I conveyor belts into that merger. And it's gonna be a 90 total, so coming out of that merger, it's gonna be Mark II. In reverse, so it snaps in perfectly, just like that. Oh, you know what? I was wrong. I actually need to underclock these rods because I only need a total output of 80 per minute. So we're going to do 80 divided by 6. It's 13.333333. So we're going to want 13.333333. Okay, now the last one to hook up on this floor is our pipes. So they put out 20 steel pipe per minute. Now I think I need to overclock these. Yeah, this was supposed to be 3 total. So these are both going to have to be boosted up by 50% each. Be 30 per minute. Or a full power shard. Still only outputting 60. That's one of my favorite songs playing in the background right now. And this I will do. I think I have, yeah, I have the coal coming in right there. So I think I'm going to bring this one over here. Bring it in from this side. Put our one splitter in. What do these take in? 45 per minute. So they can go and be Mark 1 conveyor belts feeding both the machines. That means I'm going to need 90 and a Mark 2. Is that? Yeah, okay. It's like, is that lined up? No, it's Mark 1. And that was in reverse. There we go. We did it. That is every machine. No, I didn't. So close. Almost forgot our good friend, the concrete. Okay, now let's go ahead and head on upstairs to hook up all our machines up here. We're going to pass by what's going to be the logistics floor. We're going to set up all these bad boys. So this is where we're going to need to be using some lifts and some just a bunch of mergers and splitters, which honestly shouldn't be too hard. So let's go ahead and let's just get a test real quick on where I need to have my splitters. Let's do a quick splitter stack. Right there, okay. So if you put them right in the middle, but you offset the assemblers off the, so like here's the foundation, right? You can see how I offset it one going away from it. It gives me that perfect distance that I like for putting these in. So let's figure out how I'm going to want to feed these machines. I suppose this one can be fed from back here. So we're gonna need 2 holes. We'll put in the splitters first. So we got splitters out in the middle. One like that. Try not to line it up with the other machines. And what do I need to feed these with? All Mark 1s. Beautiful. Take my life. So I think this is where I'd like to, oh, I'm silly. This is where I definitely should have used my blueprint. That makes this so much easier. Next one we'll do it. Okay, and then Mark 1 reverse lifts here. And I don't think they output too many per minute. A whole 20. So if you're wondering what kind of belts and lifts am I going to be using, straight up all Mark 1s. So I got to go grab some iron plates. So we get our Mark 1 belt in reverse here. That's going to send our reinforced iron plates down. We're just bringing them over here. So we're going to have to do the same thing on this side now. So what's this get? This gets rods, which are going to come from both. So everything's going to come up on the left here. So for this one, you know, I think I can actually do it. I could do it again like I did here where it's split coming in from both sides. I think I can still do that. So we'll get all our splitters set up here. Now we'll grab our blueprint this time. Grab our splitter 3 high. And I did remember to face it the right way. Go me. So these go right next to them like that. And the more I looked at this when I like after I built it, I was like, this really looks like kind of like a weird robot type thing. That's like a Cyclops robot type thing. Yeah, I think I might take, and I think the one thing that causes that is the little supports that look like feet. So I think I might take those off. I think I like the way it looked without them. And still just have like the beams holding it up, because I do like the way the beams look. So everyone gets a reversed Mark 1 lift here. Which is perfect, because they'll just fit right in here. Did I not pull them down far enough? Oh, wait. I think I messed up my blueprint. I did. No. So I'm realizing that I actually nudged the splitter up on top of the beam, which it's supposed to actually be kind of sitting in the beam. And so now it won't actually sit properly in the thing. So before I can actually use that blueprint, I'm going to have to fix it. That's unfortunate, but that's okay. Easy way around that is just go give them the triple stacks for now, and then we'll finish everything off later. There we go. So those are all our splitters. Like I said, we'll worry about the supports afterwards. You're gonna want Mark 1 conveyor belts. Like I said, pretty much nothing but Mark 1 conveyor belts at this point. Hope you got lots of iron plates. Now I do have another plan coming up. A good handful of episodes from now, I think. I'm going to be overhauling our like starter area. So all those factories we built, remember how it was like, hey, we're going to be tearing these down one day? Well, that day has come. Well, pretty soon, probably in a couple weeks. I'm going to tear down all those factories and I'm going to rebuild them into one big old booty factory. That's going to sit right there, and it's going to suck up all the iron and the copper and a little bit of deuterium right there, and it's going to make pretty much everything I need. I'm calling it the quote-unquote everything factory. It obviously doesn't make everything, but it is going to make all our starter items and enough of them to do all our crafting into endgame. I'll go over the numbers in the future, but it's a lot. There's 92 constructors involved. I'll just say that. So one of these is going to have to be a Mark II conveyor belt to be fed by the 80 iron rods per minute. So we can do that. We'll do that down below. So send Mark II conveyor belts between all your lower splitters. That oh, no, it just looked weird. So Mark II conveyor belts all the way along there, and that's going to get fed from down here. So we're going to go ahead and slap a Mark II lift onto this bad boy, not in reverse, in default. And that means we're going to slap the Mark I conveyor belts up top, because the top will be for the reinforced iron plates, which we barely use any. So yeah, the idea is that when you put in these splitters here, like this, I'll get rid of this splitter that's not supposed to be there. They're supposed to look like that. And that way it actually looks like it's supported all the way down, and the conveyor belts can actually pass in between them. Now, also I was saying I do want to take these feet off because I don't really like them. I think they look fine as is. You know, maybe it might even look better if I just do like, yeah, even that's a lot better. I think the feet were making it look very robot-y to me. So that's what I was going for with that blueprint. Okay, so let's do an output here. This is all modular frames. And I actually need to change this to only output 13.33 per minute. So I'm going to do 13.33 divided by 6. It's 2.22167 or 667. So 2.221667. Oh, so I actually have, oh, right, because I was going to have 7, so I actually have to overclock these. So it's really just going to be set to 2.22222. Okay, that's fine. Everything else is still fine. It doesn't really change my other numbers, I don't think. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to need a couple more power shards for these assemblers, so we'll worry about doing that in a minute. Let's get the figure out where I'm going to merge them to. So the modular frames go right over to the machines there, so we can just send them this way. Important sending them backwards at this point. So Mark 1 conveyor belts, taking everything from there because we're only doing 13.333 per minute. And then down into a hole. Suppose we could just keep the stuff up here, right? Oh, the only problem would be the only thing, well, yeah, the only thing I'd have to bring up from down below. Okay, yeah, let's do that. I was going to say, the only thing I'd have to bring up from down below would be the concrete, but because everything else up here just goes straight into this machine. I wonder if I could do that. Is there like enough space that I can do that? Because I need to be able 1, 2, 3. So 3 would have to come down through here. Let me just see if I can do that. Seeing if I can fit 3 belts here. Is there ample space for that? There is. Okay, I think I'll go with that then, because as long as this isn't in the way. Okay, so now we now have the 3 of the conveyor belts that we're going to need to send them down here. And then the other item is just going to get fed. I guess I can stick like a little hole over here. So then let's do... I'm on top of our manufacturers here. I'm going to have to do a test of where it wants the lifts to be. That looks like a good clip-in spot. So in the first spot down this way, this is going to be for the concrete. I can only imagine how crazy this is going to be when we start getting into like some mega builds. It's a nice little Mark 1 conveyor belt going down there. And then, so for this one, I believe we're actually going to want to stack. And we can bring them together like this, but then, yeah, I'm going to have to stack them at some point. So, do I even really bother doing this part? Because it's going to have to be like... So that would be the 1. That would be 2. And that would be 3. I mean, I'm pretty sure in the opposite way, but you know what I mean. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, either way, it's gonna have to be a stack like that. So I'm gonna go. Goes in the opposite direction. Goes like that. And then we saw off these bottom ones. Just trying to get an idea of how this actually works. Can I use a lift for that short distance? All of these are going to be Mark 1s. That's great. Because these are going to get downclocked too. So we're going to go Mark 1 lifts in reverse. Oh my god, look at the little stubby. It's so cute. Like that. And like that. Oh, that was pretty easy, actually. That's not so bad. I also still haven't even set up the feeds for these machines yet. Whoopsie. I mean, this will be pretty easy. Hopefully I have room. It was like, I just realized, hopefully I have room. Otherwise, everything's going to have to get sent below. Oh no, because I got to bring 2 things up. Uh-oh. Oh no. I'm panicking. Oh, okay, I got it. So we go splitters. But this one, I will input from the back here because I'm not going to be able to fit an input from right here, obviously. And then the floor hole, I'll have to go right there. And this is just getting all less than 30 a minute. So that's all fabulously Mark 1s from there. And then everything times 3 is above 60. So that would be a Mark 2 conveyor belt. And a Mark 2 lift. And same thing for this side. It looks like it's going to be a little tight, so I'm going to do the same thing where it's facing towards me. And then these ones are going to go that way. And that way. There we go. Delete those ones. Mark 2 belts feeding in between them. Only got to do Mark 1 lifts into the actual assemblers though. Stick those in reverse. I'll do the same thing I did on the other side where the hole is actually off of this because I don't think I probably could have just barely fit it here. Yeah, but that's way too close because I think this is where the wall, yeah, this is where the walls, or no, this is where the walls come up. And I guess I get to, I'll leave it the way it is though. So this was also a Mark II lift, not in reverse. And that feeds that one. There we go. So that is now everyone in our factory hooked up except for manufacturers. Which we are going to send, so the truck station's off the side here. Okay, so I will send it. Actually, I may have to send it all the way down the back end and into the very bottom layer. So that's probably what I'll end up having to do. It doesn't really matter which way I send it, but I think I'll send it to Is this the wall, or is this gonna be an outside piece? This is the wall coming up here, so this is outside space. I'll send it out to this side, why not? So let me grab some mergers here. Plunk those down. Obviously you don't need much here. Putting out a whole 5 per minute. And then I'm going to need some more plates. But that is everything. I mean, those are all like machines are all fed now. So the only thing I have to worry about now is actually connecting them from the bottom floors. So let's start with the very, very bottom floor and we'll just work our way up. Let me go grab some more materials first though. I'll run this behind where the coal is going to run in and the steel and whatnot. I need to figure out what is the input on our smelters here. Okay, so this is output on the far right. So far left, furthest away from me. I should really mark these at some point. This one is going to be our... Oh, actually, I don't even have to do this then. I was doing this because I thought it was the other one, but turns out incorrect. Also, this no longer needs to be Mark IV stuff because this is only 260. This can move 270. So we're aiming for that hole right there. You know what? Let me just grab the lift first. Back 2. Put that up right there, and that would be the iron being fed, or the iron ore being fed into our smelting line. Now let's bring the coal over. This is the output. So this is going to be iron. That's going to be the output of the iron. And that's going to be the output of the steel. The steel and the iron is going to get shipped off over down there. And this is the concrete right here. I'm going to go ahead and run you tightly against the wall. I'm pretty sure I made this side the input. We'll go double check really quick though. Get myself another hole through here. No, the input is... What? Oh, yeah. Wait, what? There is no input. I didn't make one. It's supposed to be down here. Oopsie. Wouldn't be a chef rebuild without an oopsie, right? Okay, so that one's actually right there. I was like, where is... It's supposed to be an input for here somewhere. There it is. Okay. I can save so much space again. This bad boy right here. Oopsie. Okay, there we go. Now we've got that feeding in, which actually kind of sucks because that means that my limestone comes out over here and has to be sent all the way over there. What sort of space am I working with here? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go. Let's say we'll have a pillar in the middle. I'm just trying to like brainstorm out how this is going to look in the end. I'm not going to do like most of it right now. So let's say it goes like that, right? So we would want lifts on either side of those like that. Or do I want to leave a space in between? I need 6 items, so it can be 3 on either side of this middle post, right? So I can go like 1, 2. I'm just doing this so I can get an idea of what I'm looking at. And the third one. And another beam. Yeah, I think that works. So I'll use the beams as like the spacers. That way I know where things need to go. Okay, so what have I got here? I got a Mark II, Mark 1, Mark 2. I don't know what this is. Mark 3, 2, and 2. Okay, so let's do the 3 in the like middle part here. This is gonna be the fastest one, I think. Yeah, I don't think I have any other 3s. So here, I'll do this like, yeah, take these out. These were just markers for myself. And then I need to put some conveyor holes up top there. Or no, not on that floor. Or wait, yeah, we'll go to this floor, wouldn't it? Because yeah, I want it to feed everything onto the middle floor I built there. Okay, I can do that. Let's throw in some lifts and we'll go from there. Okay, there we go. We got all our belts and all our lifts coming up. Oh, I got to adjust this one. Here is actually sticking out too far. There's a Mark II lift. We just connect everyone in like that. So we have 1, 2, 3 Mark II belts here, a Mark III belt here, a Mark II belt here, and a Mark I belt here. So now let's head back down and hook them all up. There we go. That is whatever the output is from there. I've already forgotten what my outputs are. I'll remember when we get up there though. So the nice part about this is we finally get to get out of this basement once we're done here. We can head up and start hooking up all of our assemblers. Okay, so that is all those hooked up. This would be the Mark III. There's the 2 Mark IIs. So I may actually change this around because the Mark III is in the middle here. So I will set this one now to be the Mark III. Oh, I don't have any more crossover here at the end. Don't need to be getting all messy and stuff. Put it in the Mark II. Have to reset those belts at the top. That's okay. So this belt's going to go in here. I don't know where it wants to clip though. We'll find it. Is that it there? Yeah. Back 2. Nice clean turn for that one. Oh, I hooked up the wrong one. I was like, well, wait a second. Forgot about the middle one. That's where you were supposed to go. Okay, now this one is the one that could go into the... Oh, that sucks. We were so close to having that like perfectly lined up, except that's the Mark 1 and I don't want to cross belts over, so... Oh, I didn't go back far enough. My bad. There we go. Nice 90-degree turn there. And now the Mark 1 conveyor belt. No. There. I was like, don't make this difficult. Okay, so that would be the item elevator finally hooked up, other than I remember I need to hook up these belts again up top here. So this one here became the Mark 3. And then it was Mark 2s. What? There we go. I was like, what happened? And that's the Mark 1. Okay. So now we have all those hooked up. I just realized I don't have any of the... Wait, where are the floor holes at? Where's my floor hole? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, right. It's because I have these set to be, remember, maybe I shouldn't have done that. So I'm going to have to go around and find all the holes here for all the, outputs. All right. I only have the one. But I have inputs still too. Okay. There we go. Lesson learned. Be very careful if you're doing floor holes with 1 meter floors. If you're wondering why I did that, it was because I wanted to be cool and have it split into... I was using my 1 meter stacked on top of each other, so you can change the one above, but not the one beneath. And that's what I get for trying to be cool. And then a Mark 1 conveyor lift. Right there. Perfect. I don't know why... Oh, right, because I moved them. I was like, why wasn't that set to do the thing anymore? Because I reset them. Does this even have a floor hole down yet? No. Is this how I'm going to do it down on? Yes. Because like I said, it's got to go down anyway, so... We'll line it up with the other one. Why not? This is, again, just a Mark 1. This one's reversed because it's taking stuff down. There we go. I'll have to do the same thing underneath here, though. All right, delete my double floor first, so I can actually see the hole. There it is. Okay. So let me just wait till daytime, because I know it's pretty dark down here with a flashlight on. So let's wait until daytime, and then we will... and while I'm waiting for daytime, I'm going to figure out what is what connected to here. And I'll put on a little sign, or I'll just, you know, not be stupid and actually pay attention. So I believe the Mark 1 lift is going across here. Let's find out what this is. Wait. Mark 2. Mark 2. Mark 1. Wait a second. Wasn't one of these a Mark 1 belt? This one. Okay, that's where I messed up. Okay. Okay, the sun has come up and I have figured out what all the items are. So we have steel beams here on the left. We have rods, screws, concrete, plates, and pipes. So let's kind of quickly figure out where everything needs to go and how annoying it's going to be to have these cross over each other. So first off, going up right here is going to be... So it can be either screws or plates. What's going to be the easiest one to get right in there without crossing over a bunch of other stuff? Probably screws. Let's make sure that's actually what I intended it on being. That's a Mark III. That means, yes, that side was going to be the screws. So one thing actually did work out for me. How about that? Like that. Oh, hey, that actually worked out perfectly. No, I don't want the conveyor pole. I want the belt. Okay. Almost worked out perfectly. I mean, I could still change it a bit if I want. I can go, like that. Okay, so I mean, either way, I can't really perfectly line it up, but that's okay. So I'll just turn it back the other way. It's fine. We won't really ever be down here anyway. Won't be a big deal. Just be a little ugly. Pretend you don't see that. So now, actually might even be able to just bring it in straight ahead here. We'll hide that even more. Get the ugliness out of here. Right? Just face it that way. Just beam them right in. Pretend you don't see that. Okay, so the concrete is actually the one that has to go all the way across to the other side. So I'm wondering if that's one I should maybe consider putting up on the top. I think that's logistics to the ceiling mount. Because yeah, if the concrete just has to go across to the other side to feed into the manufacturer, I can just kind of keep it up top and out of the way. I don't worry about crossing over anything. So that means the plates now have to get fed into down here, which is a Mark II lift. Wonder if I can feed it in like that. And then I'm pretty sure this is all we need the plates for, right? Yep. Everything's just going into reinforced iron plates. So bring this down. Nice. Get a nice 90-degree turn on that one. So now the rest of these beams, let me double check what I'm actually connecting everything to. So yeah, concrete stays up. Plates go to there. Steel beams are going to the different machine. The pipes go to... Oh, the pipes also go directly to this, to the manufacturer, so... I got lots of room to run those over. Wait, what? Confused myself now. I think I set up my manufacturers wrong. Oh, right. Okay. So this spot that's making the reinforced iron plate, how I brought it over here, that was actually incorrect. So these can actually go back down. So we're going to grab 1 meter floor here, floor hole. and this was just the Mark 1. Because these... Oops, I'll reverse that. It's supposed to just like auto snap in, but I think it's because I'm trying to connect to the floor pole or the floor hole first. But yeah, so these actually need to go back down, and these are going to get sent over and used for the modular frames, which is back along there. That's why I got myself all confused. I was like, wait, hang on a second. Now I got 5 items making this list, so this is actually now incorrect. And I may actually reconnect these. Hang on, I'm going to fly for a real quick second here just so I can get myself resituated. Figure out how I'm going to split this up. Because I need to be able to have another hole. I think I'll just move these. So we get rid of the double floor because we've figured out that that's going to cause some issues. We'll grab a Mark II conveyor lift, not in reverse. Just like that, which means we'll have to bring up this a little bit faster. So we'll push it back a little bit. Grab some of these. Put a nice triple stack up there for it. A double. And a single. Should be able to go that fast. There. Problem solved. Okay. Another little goof on my behalf. Hopefully some other people caught that already. Okay, so now this makes a whole lot more sense, doesn't it? This is going to come down. It's going to go over there. So yeah, I'm going to lift up the pipes as well, since those are just going across. Wait, do I have the holes cut for this one? Yeah, so this is the input right here. Or this is the other input right here. So this would be my screws. Nope, rods. Rods and reinforced iron plates. Okay, so we're gonna bring this one over. Actually, I'll do this one to this hole here. It was a Mark 1 lift. Sorry, hopefully this is still semi-easy to follow for anyone that is following along. If you are and you're struggling, I apologize. Am I losing my marbles? I might be losing my marbles. 2. There we go. Okay, now it's fixed. Yeah, I think it just looked a little funky. Okay, so that's all set up now. Now we need to do the rods into this end. Which comes from here. So the steel, I'm going to bring them out a little bit just so I can get the steel beams. Because the steel beams have to go over to... Oh, I took out a piece of my floor. I think the steel beams are what's coming right here. Or here. Yeah, the steel beams have to go all the way to this part where it is taking in the steel beams and concrete. Oh, I guess, yeah, technically our concrete gets split. That's why I was all a little confused. But we can do that a little bit later. So first we need to get these steel beams over. We're going to run, or sorry, the rods. Like I said, I was going to run the rods out a little bit just so I have more space for running the steel beams where I need to get them. And then a conveyor belt conveyor lift Mark II. Right there. That's straight. Sure is. Okay. So now we can move the beams. Just going to kind of come around the back here. I'm not clipping in anybody. We're going to run them over to the encased industrial beams line. So this is an output, I believe. What is this? Oh, right. This was that pipe input I just put down. Because I was like, oh yeah, the pipes also need to come here. So I mean that can either be concrete or pipes. One of the two, doesn't really matter. But that'll be up above. This one was input of, hello, here we go. Either beams or concrete. Okay. So our two inputs right here. So we got one there and one there. So this one can be, make this one beams. Okay, so we're going to get that hooked up to, is this one, right? No, this one. These two. And then, yeah, concrete can go to that one. It's a little further away. Beams over to this one. So the beams, we need 66.67. So we just barely need a Mark II lift. So I'm going to have to grab a few more. I'm going to need like some reinforced iron plates and rods, and then I'll be right back. Okay, there's our steel beams feeding into the assembly line. Now we just need to do the concrete over here. This is going to be 83.33 concrete per minute. This will also be a Mark II lift. But the concrete is going to come down here because I need to feed it all the way over there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have my splitter right there. Rehook up the lift. So it snaps in. And then I can have a Mark I belt feeding over to the back corner there. Now I can bring my concrete over. Ooh, little tight squeeze. Let's bring the concrete over, and then the pipes just go directly into this one right here. So let's just go ahead and grab a conveyor lift Mark II. We'll keep it up there. No point in really bringing it down, right? Okay, so we're going to hook up the concrete line, just like that. Feeding it along. And then right here, and drop it down. Not on an angle. I don't know why I did that. So you've been building straight all along. You know what you want? An angle. Then we're going to drag it all the way to be in line. Get a nice clean 90-degree turn there. That'll split the concrete. Some of it will go up into make encased industrial beams. The rest of it will come down here to that back corner. Here, let's get a lift set up. Figure out where we gotta be. Knock it back by 2. Hook that bad boy up in there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is everything in this factory hooked up except for bringing these bad boys down. Happens to be right underneath here. With a Mark I conveyor belt. Or Mark I, you know what I mean. know what I'm trying to say. And then just temporarily, till I can figure out how I'm going to bring everything down. I'll line up some storage containers for it. I don't think that worked. It's going to be severely offline, I think. Sure is. Okay, so let me just put in a splitter here. And then I can go from there. 2, 3, 4. Just make sure I got enough space for things. This is going to be very temporary, so I don't even care to do the 90-degree turns there. I'm literally going to take these out when we're done. But they're just going to rock the storage for now, because that finishes off all our connections. So now we got to do... Now we just got to do power. And we can start running everything through here. So let's switch over to a power montage. I'll throw up the... I'll throw up those steel beams really quick in between all the machines. We'll hook up our power, do a little power montage, and then we're going to fire on these machines. Sounds good? Sounds good. Okay, end the montage because it's finally time. We're going to be firing this bad boy up. So I've got it connected in a bit of a certain series right now. I've got all those 3 miners hooked up to the 2 miners here. And they are all connected just to each other for now. And then when I'm ready, I can hook this line up to right there. And then we'll hook up all our smelters and foundries. And then once those are finally ready, I can hook up this line into the main line, and that should hook up everybody. I think. Maybe not. No, I need to hook up, oh, yeah. Okay, so I have these all hooked up to a power pole right here, which once these are ready to be hooked on, I can just connect those. So some of these power poles are obviously very temporary until we actually get the real walls built onto the factory. Then once we kind of like figure out where everything needs to run. So let's go ahead and connect from this power pole over here. I actually have a power line running down to my main base here somewhere. I just gotta find it. Where does it come down in? Where did I put you? There it is. Found you. Aha. Okay, so power line from here. It's connected to right there. So that should fire up all these miners. Sounds like it. Now we're just waiting to see some iron start flying out of these. There we go. 125.04 per minute. 5.04 more than a Mark II belt that they have to go on to, which is kind of annoying, but it's fine. What? Oh. That's why. Everyone else got to be Mark III belts, except for this guy. I was like, why is that taking so long? Nice. Okay, it's in the foundries, and it's in the smelters. Oh, right. I need to hook up the coal's going to need some power. That's going to... that'll take me a second. Forgot about it because it's all the way over there by itself. We are no longer hand making heavy modular frames. God, I hope this was a episode that you guys could follow along with if you were trying to build along with it. I apologize for some of the mistakes along the way, and if it's a little bit long, I think I'm underestimating how long these builds are going to take. So I think anything bigger than this, and we're gonna have to swap it over to like 3 episodes, and then when we go like even bigger, it's gonna have to be multi-part episodes, unless we start cutting a bunch of stuff out. And as far as I think people like less cuts, so I believe. Oh, here she comes. Here comes the heavy modular frame. I'm ready. There it is. I got 3 of them. Oh God. Look at them. They're beautiful. Amazing. 5 heavy modular frames per minute. Well, I think that is going to be a good place to end this episode off for today. I very much appreciate you guys hanging out as always and the support on the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you do so down below. Like I said earlier, we got a big surprise coming around 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys very, very much, and I will see you in the next episode where we finally decorate this bad boy. Make sure if you're building along, you're going to want to get yourself a lot of concrete. Because we're going to be going for, I think it's called like a brutalist style, where I'm using like big thick walls with foundations. I'm going to be using the black coated concrete on the outside of the building. I think it's going to look great. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode.